Hi everyone. If you've ever felt like we took a wrong turn a few years ago and are looking for the map to get us back on track, you found it. Welcome to UndoBrexit. I'm Michael, and I am so incredibly glad you are here. Whether you voted Leave, Remain, or didn't vote at all, this space is for you. You might be wondering, why start a channel about Brexit now? Isn't it done? Isn't it dusted? The truth is, the story of Britain and Europe isn't over. It's just entering a new chapter, one that we get to write. This channel, UndoBrexit, isn't about looking back in anger. It's not about shouting matches or bitterness. We have enough of that on social media. This channel is an invitation. It's an invitation to look at the facts, clear away the fog, and ask ourselves a very honest question. Is the current path working for us? And if not, how do we fix it together? Over the coming months, we are going to build a community here. A community that believes the UK's best days are ahead of us, but only if we are brave enough to admit mistakes and smart enough to correct them. They say you can never go home again. But what if home isn't just a place, but a promise of prosperity, of freedom, and of standing shoulder to shoulder with our closest neighbours? We created UndoBrexit for a simple reason: clarity. In the years leading up to the referendum, the British public was bombarded. We were hit with slogans, buses, and promises that sounded fantastic on paper. But democracy relies on truth. When we make decisions based on bad information, we get bad outcomes. But democracy relies on truth. When we make decisions based on bad information, we get bad outcomes. It's like buying a house because the estate agent told you it was a great neighbourhood, only to move in and find dogs barking at all hours and all-night parties every weekend. The deceptions we were fed. Not to say, I told you so, but to understand how we got here. You can't heal a wound if you don't clean it out first. Let's talk about the deceptions. To move forward, we have to acknowledge three major myths that steered the ship off course, and I want to look at these calmly, just looking at the receipts. First, the big red bus. We were told that leaving the EU would free up £350 million a week for our NHS. It was a beautiful promise. We all love the NHS. But the reality? The economic damage caused by leaving the single market has actually shrunk the size of our economy, leaving less money for public services, not more. The Office for Budget Responsibility has been clear on this. Brexit is costing us deeply. Second, we were told trade deals would be easy. The easiest in human history, I believe, was the phrase. Yet, look at our small businesses today. The red tape, the customs declarations, the barriers to selling our fantastic British cheese, fashion, and technology to our closest neighbours. We traded a free-flowing motorway for a dirt track full of potholes. And third, the idea of control. We were told we'd control our borders better, but cooperation is key to managing migration. By leaving the Dublin regulation and losing access to shared European databases, we actually made it harder to manage our borders effectively and humanely. Real control comes from sitting at the table with your partners, not shouting from outside the room. This isn't abstract politics. This is the price of your weekly shop. It's the roaming charges on your holiday. It's the musician who can no longer tour easily in Berlin or Paris. It's the scientist losing access to Horizon funding. The reality we face is that Britain has become poorer and more isolated. We are the only major economy predicted to shrink while others grow. That hurts. It hurts families, it hurts young people starting their careers, and it hurts our standing in the world. I know this can feel heavy. It's frustrating to realize we were sold a lemon. But acknowledging the reality is the first step to changing it. We aren't stuck here. This isn't a life sentence. Now let's talk about the future, because that is where our energy needs to go. Why is rejoining the European Union so vital? It's not just about trade figures. It's about survival and strength in a perilous world. Look around us. The climate crisis requires a continent-wide response. Pollution doesn't stop at the cliffs of Dover. Security threats from aggressive superpowers require a united front. The regulation of AI and big tech requires a bloc large enough to enforce rules that protect citizens. A united Europe is a superpower for good, and the UK belongs at the heart of it. We are a nation of diplomats, innovators, and bridge builders. When Britain and Europe work together, the world is safer, the world is cleaner, the world is fairer. Imagine a future where our children can live, love, and work across 27 other countries freely again. Imagine a Britain that is a leading star in a constellation of democracies, not a lonely island drifting in the Atlantic. That is the prize. That is the dream. So, what are we going to do about it? Undo Brexit is going to be your hub for hope and action. We are going to debunk the myths, yes, but we are also going to highlight the success stories of European cooperation. We'll be interviewing experts who can explain the path to rejoining, because it is possible. Article 49 is there for a reason. We will share stories from citizens like you who want their European identity back. We want to empower you with the arguments you need to talk to your friends, your family. We want to change the narrative from "it's impossible" to "when do we start?" We are going to be upbeat, we are going to be relentless, and we are going to be kind. Because we need to win hearts, not just arguments. This is day one. If you believe that Britain is better, stronger, and happier inside the European Union, then you have a home here. Here is my ask for you today. Hit that subscribe button, not just to boost a number, but to join a movement. Share this video with one person, just one, who needs to hear that there is hope for a U-turn. Leave a comment below. Tell me, what is the number one thing you miss about being in the EU? Let's fill the comments with reminders of what we are fighting for. I'm Michael. This is Undo Brexit. The door isn't locked. We just need to turn the handle. Let's get to work.